because there will be conflict. They are desiring, as Thomas Hobbes said, they are desiring the same thing. So either this will go or that will go. So that law is in favor of who? Is in favor of the majority. So the minority will feel injustice because their opinion was not taken into consideration. So any democratic system that is used to find the best way to rule, it will be a biased system. It will be a biased system, and the spirit of democracy, as they say, will be invalid. That's why many people claim that there is no democracy. The word itself kills itself. Anyway, the topic is not about democracy, but here I am mentioning this as a proof that there should be one superior law. And that superior law, if it comes from human beings, then that law will be biased to those human beings who have chosen that law. Are you following me? Do you agree on this or not? Definitely it will be biased. Now, so what is the best way? The best way is to have a law that govern all of us, me and you and the majority and the minority, everyone, and that one or that entity that puts that law should be different from you, from me, from anyone. And who is different and who can put laws? Of course, he is the creator. He is the creator. Call that creator tabi'ah, nature. Call that creator what you want to call it. But we have to agree that the only one capable of putting a law for human beings, for created beings, is the one who created those human beings. And if we know that the one who created is Allah Jalla wa Ala, then we come to the conclusion that it is only for Allah Jalla wa Ala to put laws for people, to put Sharia for people, to put systems for people. And it is not for human beings to put systems for themselves, to put laws for themselves, to put any other system that governs them for themselves. And this is, as I said to you, from a rational point of view, not from a textual point of view. And that's why, brothers and sisters, what I have said so far, all the scholars agreed on. Because they cannot go against it, because it goes against human sense. It goes against common sense. It goes against simple logic. I hope that this point is clear. So, this is with regards to establishing the deen of Allah Jalla wa Ala, the meaning of it, and the evidences behind it. Now, the other point that I would like to speak about is what is the significance of establishing the deen of Allah Jalla wa Ala, or understanding this topic. First of all, brothers, if we go back to what we have said, then we will come to a conclusion that the aim of human beings is to what? To establish the deen of Allah Jalla wa Ala. The aim of you, my aim, the aim of Muslims in the West, the aim of Muslims in Saudi Arabia, the aim of Muslims in Egypt, the aim of Muslims anywhere in the globe is what? Should be to establish the deen of Allah Jalla wa Ala. and there is no aim is acceptable from them except that aim. As remember the proofs that we have mentioned. وما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدون إنا عرضنا الأمانة على السماوات والأرض والجبال فأبين أن يحملنها وحملها الإنسان. And all of these proofs. And remember that we have said that even some of those ayat are talking about a universal law, yet that universal law, Allah Jalla wa Ala wanted that universal law to be the law of legislation. Allah Jalla wa Ala wanted that law to be al-amr al-shar'i as well. So, if we should aim for that, and this is the ultimate aim for us as human beings, as individuals and as organizations, then all of you agree with me that yes, this is of a paramount importance. This is a central principle in our life, and that's why we have to make sure that we understand this principle carefully, fully. Agree with me or not? If that is our aim, then we should be aware of our aim carefully. We should understand our aim carefully. Now, I have established that this is the aim. But some people might say, well, what are the other possible aims? Are there any other possible aim? Yes, let me mention some other possible aims, as some people say. First of all, they say that, okay, because of time, maybe let me cut that part and come immediately to the Muslims in the West. If we say about Muslims in the West, if we talk about Muslims in the West, are we obliged to have that aim as well as Muslims in the West? Means that our aim as individuals or as organizations or as a Muslim community in the West, living in the West, is to make sure that the law of Allah Jalla wa Ala is established according to the definition that we have given. Is this our aim? Some people might say, no. We are, as Muslims living in the West, we are a minority. And our aim should be just to survive. Just to survive. And to make sure that our identity, to preserve, in a very simple way, to preserve our identity, the Muslim identity, and just to survive. Establishing the deen of Allah Jalla wa Ala in the West or in the whole world is not our aim, or should not be our aim. So this is what some people say. Now, those people who say that our aim is just to survive, when we ask them, what do you mean by survive? Then they produce for us 2 or 3 formulas. Let us mention 2 main formulas. They said our aim is to integrate with the society to the maximum that we can in order to just survive and to preserve the basics of our deen. We don't want to spread our deen. We don't want to make sure that the deen of Allah is established, but just we need to survive. And even da'wah is not obligatory upon us, because da'wah is not an obligation upon everyone. And moreover, they say that if we go beyond that, beyond the idea of just preserving our identity and try to expand, try to spread the deen, the outer society will become so angry and then they will wipe us out. And they will kill us. So, we should just try not to instigate them and just live. And just to live in a way to preserve our identity and live peacefully with the outer society. And some other people say the other formula, not to integrate,